So when you're grabbing them out, I would just grab like this. This is how we hold. We just have a pointer finger between their legs and middle finger on the side and thumb on the side.
Like
and
chopsticks, kind of.
It gives you a nice, like, secure hold of them.
So you don't try to pin their wings.
It's kind of up to whatever's most convenient as they come up to you. So if I have them in a bag as they come up, it's probably going to be easier. You could do something like your hands are bigger, so you might be able to just hold like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'll try it real quick.
Yeah. Here, I'll take a picture of you.
How cool is this?
Wasn't it cute?
So that's what a baby fearsome predator looks like. Look at that. So amazing. So I think I'll be able to... I think they're pretty submissive right now.
Yeah, and they're both, I'm guessing that as soon as they go in the nest, they're both going to try and get as far away from you as possible. So when you set them down, you're just going to want to, like, calmly set them down.
And then move back and out of sight until I get the next one.
Yeah.
Can you hold them both at the same time?
But theoretically, if you have both hands available, I don't know if you will.
I'll have both hands available.
Yeah.
But I think I'll go with one bird at a time, and hopefully I don't spook one out.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm Jen, and I'm from Wildlife Images, and we're going to be re-nesting some Cooper's hawks today. Yeah,
this is a pretty cool opportunity. Pretty Cooper opportunity. Climb it after I get it. If I miss a few times, I still want you guys to think I'm cool. Oh, okay. We either get it on the first try or the 100.
I would have no...
That is how it is. And you want it to be you want it to be perfect, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That's super good. Here's our signs of nest proximity.
One of them, oh, right there. That's the spot I saw.
Look at that little guy.
Can you undo the base tie? They built it right over the patio, like, so if they fall out, the baby birds hit those umbrellas.
Now what are you doing there?
So while they were in this overnight, I think one of them decided to poop on the other. So we're just getting it cleaned off so that it'll naturally kind of clean itself off too. But just a little bit of help.
Just helping you out, little guy.
I don't want to mess this nest up.
Okay. Baby number one.
Oh yeah, we are up in the Twigglies. And I think maybe the wind tilted the nest a little, which could have been part of the problem of them coming out.
Just make sure there's nothing wrong with that one either. Yeah, wait, this one's cleaner. This was the
He was the
this was the pooper.
He was the pooper culprit.
Pooper.
They have such a distinct sound.
I'm using the combined strength of these 3 tops. They're kind of small. to make it strong enough to actually be here. So the nest is really tilted. So Coco and Jen, I think what happened is either the birds or the wind. I think I can orient the nest so that it's level again somehow.
Yeah, I think give that a try.
Okay, so she's telling me that they're first time parents and they didn't make the house that awesome. So yeah, this is a little interesting. Here we go. It's a little nerve-wracking to adjust it. I hope I don't want to make it worse. I think what I need is some parachute cord. Like maybe I need support in a place where it has none and no way to get it. Pretty cool spot for a nest, but they built it or else it became slanted. There were 5 hawks in this nest, and 2 of them were picked on and basically came out of the nest kicked out headless, probably by the others. And then 1 of them got injured when it fell, so that leaves 2 healthy ones to put back here if we can get this nest kind of straight. Oh, I think I just saw 1 of them.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
So look up and keep your eyes peeled up in the air, because I think I saw one.
Am I just cutting that right there? Perfect.
I thought I saw one of the parents a minute ago. It had a real stealth fighter swoopy look to it when it went over, and it kind of did a flyby. There's that tilty look that I'm talking about. I hold the camera level. I mean, come on. It's probably challenging to stay comfortable in that. I'm gonna show these hawks how to do it right. Let's build a nest. Listen, hawk, it's all about the foundation, okay? Don't build your house on the sand. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna need more. Yeah. Oh, this harness is so comfy on my lower back right now, the way I'm sitting. It's just, can't imagine all those years I had these stupid harnesses that I wore and suffered so much. It's pretty good. It's pretty level. Maybe I'll reinforce it just a tad more. Try to use up all of this so I don't leave any snares up here. Defeat the whole purpose. Besides, it's a guy thing to try to use the whole rope. Okay. Are you guys still with me? So, boy, whew, hope I can do this. I hope I can get him up there and get away from them without them like wanting to jump out. This is a challenge, I think, because as soon as they're free to do whatever they want, what's gonna stop them from fight or flight? So I'm gonna try to get in a position where, see, like right now, it's a really good, comfortable spot for me. It's kind of like the doctor, lady's having a baby, they make it real comfortable for themselves, putting her in the stirrups. But I think it looks like death from above to these hawks. So I kind of need to move down a little and hopefully place them up and in so that I'm out of sight as soon as they're home, and then like sneak out of here. So I kind of got to reposition out of this comfortable position and make it more comfortable for the lady having the baby, so to speak.
You just put the babies in the back.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm gonna move down just a little so that I can put them up and in,
Okay.
rather than look like death from above.
Yeah, I think that's good.
So I gotta get in just the right spot, put them up and in, and then kind of sneak and raise. It looks really challenging. Because once they're free, that fight or flight is probably gonna be strong on the flight. Or the flightless.
Well, if it bounces off, if one of them comes out and bounces off the gazebo, I'll try to catch it.
We'll catch them. I'm hoping that that's what happened the first time, is that they kind of landed.
Probably.
Please, God, let this work. Good luck, little fellas.
Got them both. Oh man. Like you can see one of them just like looking up. Yeah, they're just looking around, August. I can see one of their heads poking off, just looking down. Oh man. Oh man. Sketchy.
Gotta sneak out.
Once it gets falls, he's gonna slide down the wall.
Yeah, he's got to do it real slow though. Nice job. Nice. It seems really sketchy.
It's still in the nest.
It seems super. Okay, our job is done here.
Good luck.
You guys can babysit them from here on out.
I put them both in at the same time,
Uh-huh.
and one of them just walked right up to the edge and watched me.
We saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Bye.
I'm not adjusting you because you've been here. You've walked up to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So I just left.
That one was just like hanging over the edge.
I know. I noticed their talons. So like when I was taking him out of the bag, he was like Velcro,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, you'll be fine here.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Good job. That's awesome.
Thank you. That was the funnest thing.
I guess first off, what kind of hawks are we working with?
These are Cooper's hawks. They're a small to medium-sized hawk,
Okay.
and we think that these were first-time parents. The nest wasn't the best, and so sometimes that happens with these parents, and they might just need a little help.
What makes you do this? What
Sorry?
makes you like this job? What do you do it? Why do you do it for?
Oh,
For
so-
love?
Oh yeah, absolutely love for animals, all kinds of wild animals for sure. And also it's really rewarding to like, they couldn't make it if we didn't, you know.
Yeah, it's really
and
rewarding.
And the lady, you know, pick them up and bring them to the images. Unfortunately, one of them passed away, but
Yeah.
the other two, you just put them there, are in good health, and she knows where the nest is. So the best thing we can do is to, you know, put them back to the nest, and then the parents hopefully come back. And because we, even if we do our best to take care of them, we cannot be as good as parents.
Yeah.
So this is the best thing, and I really like. Without our help, they couldn't maybe make it.
Yeah. So what have they been eating in the last few days?
Mice and rat fetuses, very small.
And they eat it
Oh,
in
yeah.
captivity.
Yeah, and she doesn't know this yet, but they started to self-feed, so we didn't have to force-feed anybody.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
So right now they're healthy up there.
yeah, they got
And if they don't get food,
lots of
they'll get thirsty and then be in trouble.
Yeah.
So mom needs to show up. So
Yeah.
maybe we should leave.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what the grip strength is
On a
one of
Cooper's
those?
hawk, I'm not sure. It's strong. Birds of prey have very strong feet. It's definitely not as bad as like a red-tailed hawk or I know great horned owls have a 500 psi when they do it.
Yeah.
But definitely nowhere near that.
Yeah, because I've heard kind of like the specs on different hawks, and it's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like arm breaking almost.
Definitely.
All right, have you guys been interrogated enough?
I think we're good. What was your guys'? Is it Made for This? Is that what your company's called?
Nah, Made for This is just how we feel. But
Yeah, you are.
What? It's August Hunnicky Arborists Incorporated.
Okay. They were the homeowners were asking too, so I just.
August Hunnicky Arborists Incorporated and then Made for This is like a motto.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good
All right.
motto.
You guys are a good team.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for what you guys do.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll
Thank
keep
you
you.
so much.
I'll keep you updated. And
And August, thanks for what you do too.
You're the wind beneath my wings, David.
Yeah. Or at least
in this case,
the guy
it's actually-
tying things on.
Yeah, there are.
I thought maybe he was just running for the edge right away.
It came right up to the edge and like never took his eyes off me. And the other one was super chill. Like
Yeah.
just stayed out of sight.
Yeah, that actually went pretty smooth.
I told her I'll probably do them one at a time just so I don't fumble them. But then when I got up there,
It's like
I was like,
if you put one in and then try to like come at the other one with one, it might
Yeah.
like try to get away.
yeah, I was like, you guys are both going in together. Goodbye.
Yeah, I know, you kind of just set them up there and bounced.
That was a good little SRT challenging spot to go work,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, it was up there a little bit. How did the Unicenter treat you? Was it decent?
It was okay, except when I was coming down, it was a little choppy. I could have been smoother, but it was nice.
Sometimes you can take a wrap on top of that while it's DRT if you don't have a lot of friction.
What was nice about it is I could just go SRT, DRT, boom, done.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I love that part.
I didn't have to like take anything off of it. I didn't have to deal with the wrench and the pin and the tether.
That's exactly why we all use it. Well, and it's just this one little piece. It's only this long. It's just this little grip thing. Yeah, it's not always the smoothest, but it's like if you're looking for something, it speeds things up a lot whenever it's just
awesome.
about getting around the tree.
Yeah, it's all about production and getting done. It just works good.
If you were
It's
like
not
just
very
going out
glorious,
to like,
but-
if you're going out to like just wreck climb and you want to feel that cool, smooth, little ascents and this and that, like, yeah, I'd probably
Zigzag SRT.
definitely be zigzagging it.
I'm truly evolved now, though, because no thought ever came into my mind about hip thrusting.
No, I wish I was hip thrusting right now.
No way.
There are times.
The nest would have come out of the tree the time I got up there.
You get up there and there's like some dust where the nest was.
Oh, we have to rebuild the nest.
Yeah.
That was cool, by the way, rebuilding, or kind of like...
Well, and it kind of like added a whole new like different like formula or like outlook on like why they came out, you know, because you're thinking, why would they come out? I mean, they're like born and raised and birthed with this instinct to just sit there in the nest. Why did they come out, you know? Did they get pushed out? Was the wind blowing too hard? But come on, the wind always blows hard in trees. They should be able to do that, you know?
They tumbled out.
And it really was that...
Dude, it was like this. It was slanted bad.
It's like...
And the lady says, yeah, they're new parents. They're not very good at nest building.
Yeah.
And where they had it, no way was it ever gonna work.
It's not a normal spot.
It wasn't. They had like this one little twig coming off of a limb, and they had all this structure out on top of it that would.
Yeah.
So there was no like sturdy foundation for it at all. I mean,
yeah. When I was watching you move around up there, and you're like kind of moving the nest around, I'm like, oh man, I hope like the whole edge of that thing doesn't just crumble apart right there.
Yeah, it should be pretty good now. I mean, it'll be a little bit, it almost has a swing aspect to it.
Mm-hmm. How did you structure it? Because I imagine like maybe going to the limb, like the main spar that was coming up, and then like tying a couple like things on, and then you know how like the lines of a basketball go?
Yeah.
Like almost going like up and then up.
I didn't want to leave any snares.
Yeah, that's true, because then when it is time to get away,
Mom and Dad,
they could be all caught up.
They could be coming in and out and get tangly. I wanted it to be
a really good point.
Supported from underneath without leaving any snare-like traps.
Yeah, nothing sticking up from the edge.
Uh-huh.
That's a good point.
Because I don't think they're ever entering the nest from underneath. It's so thick with twigs. They're coming in from above, and so I just went back and forth under the nest, sometimes to a branch, sometimes to
the rope, and then
to a rope that was kind of spanning.
You're almost doing like a little dream catcher deal underneath it to like just web it out.
Uh-huh. That was Charlotte's web.
Yeah. Looks like a spider's web or something, kind of.
I spelled out incredible pig right there.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's pretty. Yeah, nice job. I think they were pretty stoked.
Dude, I had good, happy feelings when they were in the nest and I was leaving. And it made it even better that one was watching me go.
Yeah. Well, there was one on the other side, like just looking down at us too. I kept thinking like, and whenever like every once in a while.
So that would have been the one I couldn't see.
Oh yeah, he was right when he went down. He walked over to the other side of the nest and he was like, like so you just see this white. You see like that, like you see almost his whole body, and I'm like, he's gonna bail. He's gonna bail.
Yeah,
but then they were like, that's just how they look when they're up there. They just go to the edge and look down.
There's not a lot of room.
Like, dang, that's normal, huh? Yeah, I always pictured him just like being perfectly cradled in the middle and never moving until it was literally the day of going. Okay, here's your first flight. Just bomb out of that drone straight to the ground.
Yeah. Hey man, they had an umbrella underneath.
Yeah.
That was lucky. It's like one of those like fireman blanket things.
Yeah, that probably did soften the blow. I bet it did, because that was right underneath them.
Yeah.
They probably went dunk and glanced off. If they hit close enough to the peak, like the point of it, they may have even kind of hit and bounced a couple times and slid off.
works.
I know.
I'm sure I saw the parents, one of them. Because I was like, what is that predator? Because it was like, phew, air.
Yeah.
I was kind of reassured to see that.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, they're in the area a little bit.
I'm kind of impressed with those nature-loving wildlife images, people, because they're like pretty realistic. They're like, put them back in the nest, and mom and dad will come back.
I know, and like I feel like
sketchy, but
I feel like all my life I've heard like, if you find a baby bird on the ground, don't touch it. Parents will ban it right away.
That's an urban myth.
They'll smell it, and like, how is it so spread like wildfire that that's all I've ever heard? So putting it back in the nest was like, what are we doing?
Not only that, I handled the nest big time in order to...
You rebuilt it.
Yeah. I almost asked for some cotton balls.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I could do a better job than them birds.
Hey, you got our old toilet paper down there?
And I thought, nah, they might be like, that's too trailer park for the birds or something.
We were asking for a modern renovation, not the Taj Mahal.
What did you do today? I built a nest.
Yeah.
I picked up a couple of chicks.
They'll generally, if they're going to keep that nest, they'll build onto it too.
Isn't
So
that
like
crazy?
the second or third year will be like significantly better than, which kind of makes sense that the first time would be the worst because they only stack so many sticks up and then they just keep adding on to it. So by the next time it's a little more kind of structurally sound.
That
Like,
twine up there is gonna break down. It's so weak. Which is good. We didn't leave like synthetic twine up there.
I know, and she was saying, I've got baling twine. I was like picturing like orange or blue.
Yeah, me too.
And she brought that. I was like,
Perfect.
that's great. Yeah.
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 Except it was weak. I doubled it because that nest was a bit heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's crazy that there's people that like do that. That like care enough to be like, we'll set up a facility where when the public calls with a bird from a nest, we can take care of it and try to fix it and rehome it. It's like, what makes a person?
Yeah, and is it all like, yeah, and all the footwork of just figuring out what the plan is for it all?
That's just a massive like backing of infrastructure and what do you call it? You know, the non-profit board of what do they call it?
Yeah, it's
Board
all...
of directors or whatever. I was on one of those one time.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just sit around in a meeting and talk about how they can like deal with this one little problem of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rest of the thing burns down.
Yeah.
You know,
These birds.
the world is in such chaos, and it's like, let's fix this bird family.
And then it's like they're little predators too. So
Yeah.
So you're trying to save this bird so that bird can just go like terrorize other little birds that are trying to eat seeds
I know.
on somebody's bird feeder.
I
You know,
know.
and it's like
It's a
it's
trip.
like, yeah, it's kind of cruel for the other birds, but it's still a little life, and you gotta just keep giving them chances when you can. And if it's not the birds that die that fall out of the nest, it's the bird that dies from getting the death grip from above, basically. You know?
Those things they're so cool though that it's like,
It's like, if you can help, then help type thing.
If you got a way to, exactly, that sums it up. If you can do something, do it.
Yeah, because
It's kind of like the starfish. The guy there was a high tide and it washed a bunch of starfish up on the beach, and there was thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and the guy was walking along throwing starfish back in the ocean and
just golfing.
he's all, somebody says, what you're doing doesn't matter. You can't save all them starfish. And he picks one up and throws it in the ocean and says, mattered to that one. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Start getting just get a big old shovel out and start scooping them up. Well, and then it's kind of like something. It's kind of like along the lines of integrity too. You know, of just kind of doing the right thing when no one's looking, because you could easily be like, well, I mean, just go toss them out in the woods and the fox will eat tonight.
Yeah, that would even work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and now
like,
you're caring for the fox.
Yeah, the fox people. I wouldn't be caring.
Yeah.
Don't be caring.
You're the Karen of the fox people.
But I get you. Yeah, I mean, like, I got a feeling like I've taken wounded deer to wildlife images. And every time I've been like, are you just going to feed this to the cougar? Because I know you're taking care of the cougar. You know?
Mm-hmm. But then they're maybe like, we got enough dead ones coming in.
Yeah.
We've already got plenty of meat for the cougar.
They got a Kodiak
So if anything,
bear.
so if anything, we would rather get this one up and going, and we'll pick its body up later, 4 years down the road when it gets hit again. Or a hunter will get it.
I went through some trouble to get one of them deer to wildlife images.
Yeah.
It was sitting on the edge of the road. It looked like nothing was wrong with it, but it was just kind of dingy.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, it's been bumped on the head a little. It's probably going to be okay. But I went to pick it up and put it in the back of my truck, and it totally Bruce Lee Kung Fu'd me.
Really?
Like, it was in good shape, but it wasn't going to walk anywhere. It wasn't going to, like,
Yeah.
run away.
But it's like, just leave me here.
I can't forget the feeling of putting them up there and them staying and me backing away and being watched. That beats a lot of feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you know I'm here and you're accepting this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like some kind of primitive approval.
Yeah, are they like low-key grateful?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, they look at you like, we're done being touched, but thank you so much.
Or they're like, later, if mom doesn't come back right away, they're going to be like, I'm hungry. I'm going back to the free food.
Yeah. Yeah. Those humans weren't actually all that bad. I was cutting for grayback. I'm cutting along and I look over and there's this hole like at head level in an oak tree. And there's a little spotted owl just sitting there with his head up. And if you walked any closer, he was like, he would just like kind of dip down in there. But his eyes would always be there looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Just solid stare on where is he going. Yeah, that was fun. So you think you're able to document it pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless some horrible thing happened, like it was on, you know, burst mode or something.
Yeah, that would suck.
I think I got it pretty good.
Let's make sure there's nothing wrong with that one either.
They have such a distinct sound.
Throw line?
It probably pull out pretty clean.
It'll pull out clean, but it might go whoosh on the nest.
Yeah, you could do a throw line so that
If we hook a throw line on the other end, then once we get this back, yeah, it'll be, it won't like come over that bottom, because this is under the nest. So when this comes up over, it could be like, and then it could be like, I'm bouncing, that's it. Like literally bouncing.
Yeah, bouncing.
Alright.
It's got some decent.
I know, because I had to go around two little things to get one strong thing.
Yeah. So I was thinking, they're still full down on me yet. Yeah, we're getting there.
Very slow.
like it's coming out really nice.
So
too.
creepy. It looks like a snake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The way it was like.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mostly
That's the kind of gentleness of laughter.
That was definitely better.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's out.
That's great.